Welcome back to Daytime Ottawa. Many of us have gone through incredible challenges in our lives, and we turn to different things to help us. And our next guest turned to some things that, many of us turn to when we're going through difficult times, but managed to find ways to turn to more natural ways of healing herself. I'm joined by Maggie Maier, CEO of MaggieMaier.com. Welcome to the show, Maggie.
Thank you
Great
so
to have
much.
you here. You have a very personal story to share, and I know we don't have a lot of time, but just tell us a little bit about some of your challenges, Maggie.
So I grew up in an abusive, alcoholic type family, very successful parents, immigrants. But, back then we didn't talk about mental health. Mm-hmm. It was under the rug, and I developed a lot of anxiety, OCD, and then eventually I started drinking, like a lot of us, to try to calm down. And over time I became a functional alcoholic. And for many years, I really never accomplished my goals, and I didn't have a lot of energy, and I struggled a lot with, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, different things. And finally I just decided I really had to shift, and I started doing research. I traveled. I went to Japan, China, Hong Kong, Europe,
Wow.
Africa. I learned a lot about different modalities, and then I also worked in the Canadian military for PTSD for the vets.
Okay.
I worked at Health Canada, and now I'm in total private practice, and I work with all kinds of individuals, but entrepreneurs in particular, high achievers, business professionals, who also, we've all gone through a lot in the last few years, and some of us are drinking a little too much, eating too much, gotten into ruts. And so we realize we need more energy, or we want to scale a business or take on new projects. We need way more energy to get to that level. Right. And once you do the energy biochemically, which we look at here, then we also then eventually do mental and emotional work as well. So I'm one of those people, as I'm getting older, I'm getting better. I'm getting more energy. And my goal now is just to teach everyone else how to do that.
So I guess, did you turn to the, the usual sort of medical field, and what you were being prescribed just wasn't working for you as well?
Yeah,
am I right in that?
That's
okay.
a great question. I was bedridden for almost 3 years.
Wow.
From a mold exposure, and I almost died from it. And I went to my conventional doctor, who said, we can't help you. You're going to have to go somewhere else. Then I went into environmental medicine, which some of my tests come from.
Okay.
But I only got about 50% better. So that's when I said, okay, what else can I do? And then I went into the holistic field. I have quite a few modalities. I've gone to school. I'm maybe one of 10 people in the country that has something called nutritional balancing science. Okay. Which is what I use when I work with a lab in the United States. We do biochemical testing of the body, and we look at, why is your energy low? Why is your mood? Why are you so moody? Or why do you have the anxiety? We look at the root cause. Okay. So that's what I did for myself. Let's get to the bottom of it. Let's get to the root, and then we can actually resolve it. Because taking a pill is a Band-Aid approach.
I agree 100%. Let's talk a little bit about what you've brought along with you today as kind of examples. I know you wanted to talk about this here. What is this we're looking at?
So this is a hair test, and this is actually my test. I just thought I'd bring in mine. Okay. 2021, a very challenging time for entrepreneurs and very stressful. And so what we found is, if we see symptoms like you can't sleep, you're wired, maybe ADHD, your mind is really twirling, you have a hard time being focused and concentrating, that's a high sodium potassium ratio, and that's what you see on this test. Okay. You also see other areas where you're low in, and also I have, now I've been doing hair tests regularly, so I had high levels of aluminum. Aluminum is related to senility, dementia, and memory loss.
Really?
And I've brought mine down now from about 2.0 to about 1.0. Now, I haven't done a test in a while. Okay. I haven't brought one in, but it's definitely always coming down. But it takes time to bring it down because it's in the brain. So everyone should find out exactly what their levels are. Then we look at, where are all the sources of exposure? How do we remove that? Of course. And it's all the different things, baking powder, salt, underarm deodorant, high levels of aluminum. Yeah. Yeah. And so for those people who are tired, if they're they don't have the energy.
Sort of that fog, too, that
the
you
brain
hear from
fog,
the brain,
chronic fatigue,
the
constipation, all that. Hair falling out sometimes, that's incredible stress, but they have a low sodium potassium ratio. So just imagine, just balancing some of your ratios, your minerals, will actually balance your body biochemistry. And one of the things that we see is people that are moody, up and down, very emotionally sensitive people, chronic crying a lot. We find a copper-zinc imbalance. So think about it, just by balancing the minerals and removing the toxic chemicals from the body, we actually balance the whole body. And then you have more energy, then you have more drive, more motivation, then you're way more productive.
Well, and I think that the great thing is working with somebody like you is you can take the time, and you do take the time. And, you know, and nothing against the medical field whatsoever. It's a different type of training, right? And we've gotten I mean, look at the healthcare system that we've seen right now. You know, it's in crisis at the moment, right? I don't know about you, but, you know, when I go into my doctor's office, it's like, you know, we got 15 minutes. Make sure you only have 2 things to talk about because I've got to move on to the next one. Whereas, you know, going to see someone like yourself, my wife sees a naturopath, you're getting somebody's full attention for as long as you want, pretty much, right?
Absolutely, and we do a minimum of an hour to an hour and a half for a consult. I want to know exactly where you are, what you're feeling, what you're going through, and then I always provide different recommendations for people.
Right.
So right now I have an upcoming program for entrepreneurs and business professionals. Basically, it's a 6-month program.
Okay.
And the first thing we do is we start with the biochemical. Let's get a scientific baseline.
Right.
Then the lab makes supplements, as you can see here.
Yeah.
And those supplements are geared to rebalancing your biochemistry.
So these are all individually made,
yes,
right?
yes,
Judging on your results.
Exactly. So you don't have to guess. You don't have to go to any more stores to guess, oh, I think I need zinc, I think I need this. No, no, no. We'll do all the work for you, and we'll get all the ratios so they're totally equal again and balanced.
Right.
And then from there, we do more emotional and mental work. So it's for 6 months.
Okay.
And I've been working with a lot of clients. I have clients now across Canada and the United States. But I've decided now I think it's best that we do a program because people also want to be part of a tribe.
Yes.
They want to feel more connected. They want to work with someone who's actually gone through a lot, you know, as well. And I just love what I'm doing. And my goal is to share this information with as many people as possible.
Listen, I feel the energy from you just talking to you. We brought up your website. So first of all, thanks so much for being here, and congratulations on everything you've overcome in your life, Maggie. Maggie Maier.com. We brought it up, as I said. Visit the website, find out more information. We'll be right back.